Alright, man, peace. So for many of you brothers who've been on my channel for any length of time, you know that I'm very fond of reciting a certain passage in the scriptures in the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 25th chapter. I believe it's around the 22nd verse, 23rd verse, somewhere around there. I believe the 22nd verse, where basically it states that when a woman maintains a man, maintain meaning preside over, control, provide for. When a woman maintains a man, she becomes filled with anger, reproach, and impudence. Meaning what? When you're in a relationship or a dynamic with a female where she has to always provide for you, you become more like her son than her man, and she's not going to respect you. And there's nothing wrong with that, because the essential nature of the woman is to expect a man to be able to maintain, provide for himself. That's part of manhood. So for many brothers, unfortunately, they believe that they should be able to live in a condition under a woman where the woman works and they stay at home and don't do anything. That happens very prevalently in the so-called black community, unfortunately. And once again, brothers, let me say this. Let me accentuate this as a matter of fact. None of us are perfect. We're all going to hit low points in our life. You may lose your job. You may be at a crossroads in life where you're confused about what you want to do. That's why I always tell you, brothers, that before you engage in a serious relationship with a female, that you're at the very least on the pathway to what you want to accomplish in your life in regards to your vocation, your job, your career, etc. Because money will always become a major issue in relationships. I don't care how quote unquote loyal that woman is. When you put an extraneous amount of stress on the woman, she is going to break. She does expect you to be a resource of information, of knowledge, of finance in her life. And once again, there's nothing wrong with that for a woman to have expectations on that level of a man. That's one of the reasons why you're the head of the woman. You should be able to provide for, at the very least, for yourself. And if you can't do that, then you should not engage in a serious relationship. And when you decide to do that, the woman is going to look down upon you. She's going to relegate you. She may throw you in the quote unquote friend zone, which is a condition that men allow. Please remember that whatever you allow is what is going to be inflicted on you. You get what you deserve in life because you get what you allow. You get what you tolerate. So for some of you brothers who've been in that friend zone dynamic, it's because you allowed it, because you were desperate and you were hoping that eventually the woman will respect you as something other than a so-called friend. Many of these females, they like to encourage these dynamics with a lot of weak-minded men, because they know that in this society where males are taught to venerate the feminine principle, most men don't understand their own value. So they will allow themselves to become quote unquote side dudes. And this is where the confusion starts. Because when you're dealing with a female who oftentimes has no wisdom, she'll start to trust these various males in her life that she has orbiting around her, and she'll have them doing chores for her to make her feel more like a queen. And that brings us to this situation right here, this court case right here, where the plaintiff is suing the defendant who was at one time her next door neighbor, as well as her quote unquote friend with benefits. And she decided that she was going to play games with him because he did not understand the importance of maintaining himself, having a job or a career where he can gain self-respect as a man. Well, anyway, they're going to talk about it, and I'm going to chime in.
The defendant, because he didn't have a job, and she's suing him today for stolen money, stolen property, and emotional distress. Defendant Michael Morris admits that he flirted with Barbara and helped her around the house, but she was always nagging him about money.
Well, that's going to happen, because doing chores around the house, dusting up the living room and taking out the trash, that's not what a man is, bro. As a man, you have to be able to maintain bills, maintain quote unquote rent, maintain quote unquote mortgage. If you can't do that, then you should not be trying to inject yourself into a woman's life. Those are the facts.
Michael claims after Barbara gave her number to his friend, they got into a heated altercation, and he ended up pushing Barbara in the face.
Well, that oftentimes is what happens. When you allow yourself to be relegated, the woman will try to emasculate you. And then as a result, domestic violence, domestic disturbances will occur. They will ensue. Brothers, once again, this is very, very serious. please make sure that you have all your shit together, especially a lot of you younger brothers. Make sure that you're on the pathway to your goals before you even consider a serious relationship with a female. It's very essential. There are a lot of brothers out here in their mid to late 30s and upward who regret the decisions that they made when they were in their late teens and early 20s. Please understand that the things that you decide to do, that you decide to embark on, are going to have repercussions for the rest of your life. So, respect your own manhood.
Michael's countersuing for defamation.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mantis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, on February of 2017, I moved on the same street as Michael. I was already in a relationship, but he would like do little stuff to get my attention, like take my trash out, flirt with me. Back in July, me and my best friend right here, which is a witness of mine, we went on.
Before she continues, brothers, please pay very close attention. She stated that she moved in adjacent to the defendant, and even though she already had a man, she allowed him to flirt with her, so on and so forth. She allowed him to enter her orbit. Why is that? Because the liberal woman loves options. The so-called male friend is only some dick on the side in waiting. That's all that is. That's why I tell you, brothers, when you find out that your woman has a series of so-called male friends, that's a major red flag. All that is a concubine. That's not a wife.
We went on a double date. I would leave Michael my car keys to my house. He would take care of my dog, watch my son while I work.
Y'all were dating?
Like, I would tell him I didn't want to be in a relationship, but we was working towards it. Like, after I broke up with my boyfriend before him, you know, I kind of had like trust issues, so I was like weary, but I was still.
Why you break up with your boyfriend just because he took out the trash for you?
No.
Even Mathis is picking up on the fact that suddenly she was open to a lot of the offers of the defendant just because he was doing some menial task around the house. This is a female who clearly has, as she stated, not only trust issues, but she has respect issues for herself and for men. And once again, brothers, the respect that you receive from a woman is going to be based on what you demand. When you decide that you want to do a bunch of chores for the woman and you're not getting anything back, you can't look back and be upset and talk about, look at all the stuff I did for you. I painted your house, I washed your windows, I took out your trash, and look at how you treat me. No, that's what you wanted. Because you were trying to ingratiate yourself with a female that you didn't even know and that you already knew had a man. So how much respect is she going to have for you if she don't even have any respect for a man?
No. We had prior issues before that. Me and my boyfriend did.
Oh, I
yeah. It was like we was going downhill before
he took out the trash.
Yeah, they was going downhill. I.e., he wouldn't tolerate any of her bullshit.
No.
And left your
We had our own
boyfriend.
issues
Did
before
you give your
Michael.
boyfriend opportunity to take the trash out?
He didn't want to come
She
to
said,
my
you
house.
take that trash out or Michael will. That's right.
She don't realize that the judge is mocking her. I think that the ex-boyfriend believed that he took the trash out when he ended their relationship.
Hey, that's how you do it.
Well, one man won't do it, another man will.
It will be replaced. Boy.
But yeah, I was.
Brother, let me say this too. And I know I'm chiming in a lot early on in this case. It is what it is. If you're in a situation where the female starts to make threats about what another man will do or what she'll do if you don't do something for her, it's up to you to terminate the relationship right away. But just understand something. If a female is threatening to do something with another man, if you don't do something for her, what she's saying is that she's already considering doing something with another man, or she already is, or she has the phone number of another man or the phone numbers of other men. You don't ever let anybody impart any form of checks and balances on you by threatening what they're going to do with somebody else. Have a nice day. Go do it then if you're not doing it already. Life is not easy, but it's very simple. You have to eliminate all sources of negativity in your life and watch how much better your life becomes. For some of you brothers who are struggling with self-image issues, self-confidence issues, self-esteem issues, that starts with you valuing yourself. And everybody's raised differently. Some people are raised in environments where they don't have supportive parents. That's a major issue. That's a major problem. Hopefully you're able to transcend that and find a better path for yourself, a better outlook for yourself. But respect starts with self-respect. You cannot allow anybody to dangle any threats over your head over what they're going to do. You know, motherfucker, you're going to do something, go ahead and do it. Go on with your life. Goodbye. Next.
I would leave him my car keys so he could pick my son up or drop my son off because I would work. He did not work. So I trusted him on that aspect. Like, he would...
Yeah, you trusted him on that aspect because you had no one else to turn to. So you're going to let a strange man pick up your son. With all the things that a lot of these strange, wild, bizarre Negroes are doing, molesting children and stuff, you trusted him with your son. Okay.
He was a good guy in my eyes, you know, and I was kind of being tough on him. So, in July 1st, me and my best friend over here, which is my witness, we went on a date. And I was telling Michael, like, oh, you know what? You're a nice dude and all. I could kind of look over certain stuff, but I can't look over you not having a job. If I work, you have to work. Like,
I agree with that. He's supposed to be able to provide for himself at the very least. I mean, come on, bro.
Like, how is my hustle better than your hustle? Like, it's just not going to work. So I started checking.
Had he worked since you met him in February?
No.
And
like, he
this
fixed
is
on
July,
cars.
and he still wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, he fixed on cars, but...
And got money for it?
Not that I know of.
What?
The brother knows how to fix cars, so he should go to mechanic school so that he can learn how to be a mechanic. Maybe eventually open up his own shop. Once again, brothers, a lot of you brothers have a lot of these gifts, and you don't want to optimize your gift. Instead, you want to sit on the internet all day complaining about the so-called white man or talking about how you're going to protest police brutality. That shit is not going to help you become better as a person. Once again, the problems with our people start with the so-called black man's outlook on himself. Once you start to maximize who you are as a person, then we could deal with all these other issues that are not as important as the liberal media is trying to make them out to be to keep you distracted. If this brother had went and tried to pursue the talent that he had, he wouldn't have been getting sunned on the regular by this plaintiff. This broad looked like she about 4'11", height and width. The fuck he stressing her for? The hell out of here.
Well, you shouldn't come down on a man because he ain't working. At least he volunteers in the community.
I mean, that's nice, but I can't go to National Fuel with
That's the best
that.
type of man you want.
I can't pay my bills with
Good
that.
man. He volunteers in the community, serves his community.
Yeah, I guess so.
Go ahead. You told him unless he had a job, however.
Like, we really can't be together. Like, we can
Okay.
hang out, we can be cool, but my grandma raised me that a man have to work.
All
you know?
right. I like
So-
that.
Well, I agree with that. A man does have to work. A man has to, at the very least, be able to take care of himself. You're gonna be laying on the couch all day and then talk about I fixed the kitchen faucet. Why you bother me? Like, come on, knock it off.
Like
So
that.
I kind of started to act funny towards him. Like, you know, I would cook for him. We would chill, but I started to invite my friends over and give him the cold shoulder. So I went on a double date with my best friend. I came in the house. Michael was there because he had keys to my house. So he's in the...
He had keys to your house because he's the big black Mr. Belvedere. All he was a butler. Every once in a while, you'd let him suck on your titties. That's about it. And keep that nigga strung along with his big, dumb, goofy ass.
So he's in the bed, and I'm like, what are you doing in here? We all talking all loud. He like, shut up. And I'm like, this is my house. Like, I don't got to shut up. Like, if you don't like me being loud, I just came back from partying. You can leave. Next door.
What did he say?
He talked this stuff. Like, I don't care.
I've been
I get my
volunteering
stuff.
all day, so I've been helping the community. That's what you
He
should have
basically
told
told
me.
me, like, I could get my stuff and I could go. I'm like, well, bye. You know, and Danielle was like, why you always so mean to him? Like, he does this and he's so nice. And I'm like, I don't care. I pay the bills. He
Now,
don't like
did
me.
Did you hear that, brothers? She said, I don't care, I pay the bills. Once again, when a woman maintains a man, she's filled with anger, reproach, and impudence. Impudence meaning wanton disrespect, snarkiness, denigration, borderline dehumanization, certainly emasculation. You never ever allow anyone to emasculate you, brothers. And that starts with you not allowing yourself to emasculate yourself. How do you emasculate yourself? By not respecting your own manhood, sitting around blaming everybody else for your issues. That's how that shit starts. When you don't allow yourself to sell yourself short, you're not going to allow anybody else to sell you short. And once again, it's not about how good a job you have or what you do for a living or how many degrees you have. It's just about how you view yourself, your own self-image. You could be flipping fries at Burger King and love yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're not running around begging and lying and stealing from other people, that's your life. It is what it is.
Now, did you all ever become intimate?
He would stay the night. Like, we would lay in the bed together, you know. stuff.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, you let him suck on them hanging ass titties that you got and lick on that snaggly cooch, and then he'd ask you for some favors in return, and you say you think about it and pass out. That's what happened.
You know.
Beginning when?
I would say like June, May.
Okay, when did y'all stop laying in the bed together?
I would say about like the middle of June, end of June.
All right, sir, let me get some background from you.
Your Honor, you know, like she said, I met her February of 17. You know, I would see her, you know, see her coming out the yard. I speak to her, see her taking her garbage out, help her. You know, I started flirting with her.
Started simping. You said to yourself, maybe I can make this work. I see a single mama. Maybe she's lonely. I'll try to do some chores for her, play the good guy role, see if I can maximize this into becoming her man. If I can take it to the upteenth level, maybe she'll let me move in and I'll just take care of her son and do all the chores around the house, and I could be a living husband, and she'll just go out and work and be thankful that she has a man at home that's playing Mr. Fixer-Upper. That's what you thought. But she didn't respect that. Number one, bro, you probably not her physical type. She said that she was going out to the club with her friends, so you know what she's looking for. She's probably looking for some type of degenerate dude. And she don't find you comely at all. She doesn't find you comely at all, brother. That's obvious. I'm just reading some of the signs here. It is what it is. So you thought that you doing a little menial task around the house was going to make up for some of the deficiencies that you may have had all around in regards to your income, and what most likely is the fact that she did not find you that physically attractive, but you were able to ingratiate yourself enough with her that she allowed you to suck on her left titty a couple times before she went to sleep with a damn big ass wrap around her head.
So I figure around April, she broke up with her boyfriend, and, you know, I took that as my chance. You know, after that, you know, we started talking. We got a little closer. I would say maybe around end of April, beginning of May, like she said, she was always on me about money.
Yeah, that happens, bro, because you need money to pay bills, you need money to pay rent, you need money to pay mortgage. That's how that goes, brother.
You know, she used to being taken care of where she don't have to work. Her bills is always paid for.
So automatically she's telling you that she's not for you. You should have thanked her for her honesty and went on about your life.
You know, I wasn't
Who did she say was doing that for her?
I guess her ex-boyfriend. You know.
Oh, okay. And so once he ran off, she had to go to work?
No, I got rid of him.
She was.
Yeah, you broke up with him, quote unquote, because he most likely had about 3 or 4 other chicks. You can look at this bro and see the type of dude that she's interested in. Talking about her grandmother raised her to believe that a man has to have a job. Come on now. This is a party chick. She ran out and met some, you know, some high-end, quote unquote, high-end nigga who's probably going in and out of prison for, you know, moving a few things, and fell head over heels for him. He was checking off all the boxes on what she likes, and then she come to find out, like most of these chicks that like to live the fast life, find out that she's not the only one. She tried to put the lockdown on him, and he said, you know what, bitch, you can have a nice day. So now she's in court talking about she left him. I mean, let's be for real. You back working because homeboy was probably providing for you. He may have put you up in the apartment that you're living in. And when you tried to put the lockdown on him, he said, you know what? Nah, I don't think so. I move how I want to move. And you got mad about that. You ran out, and now you acting like you bringing in money. But I respect what you stated in regards to the fact that, yes, a man has to bring in an income. If he's not bringing in an effective income, he's going to be marginalized. Bottom line, brothers, that's how that goes.
She broke up with him and she went back to work.
Right, same thing. Whoever broke up, you had to go back to work.
Right.
So
all right, that ran out real quick. Go ahead.
So, you know.
Absolutely. The judge picked up on the same thing that I picked up on. She had a sugar daddy who most likely was living a fast life. That's why he said that ran out real quick.
You know, around, I figured in the April, beginning of May, like she said, she was coming down on me about, you know, money issues, whatever. She used to being taken care of. I wasn't brought up like that, Your Honor. A relationship to me is 50-50, you know.
let me say this real quick. A lot of people run with the relationship is 50-50 line. Relationships are not 50-50. Corporate partnerships are 50-50. For you brothers out there, if you run into a female who tells you about how relationships are 50-50, what she really means is that she's going to keep a tally over what she does for you, because she's doing things for you just so that you can do those things back for her. That's not what a relationship is. Relationships are 100-100. You both put 100% in, and you do things for the other person to make the other person happy, and because it's for the benefit of your relationship, not because of what you're going to expect back. When a female starts talking about how a relationship is 50-50, or anybody, a guy like this, who, to me, to be quite frank with you, seems to have a lot of female energy on him. When they start talking about how relationships are 50-50, they're telling you that they view you as a corporate asset and themselves as a corporate asset. So it's up to you to decide what you want to do from there. But many people are programmed with that 50-50 stuff. You believe in 50-50 so much, and that was something that was benefiting you, you would be able to maintain in a long-lasting relationship. And most of these modern-day liberal females cannot maintain in a relationship.
You know, you take care half, I take care half, we come together, we become one. That's how I looked at it.
Well, if her half is working and your half is not, how the hell you believe in 50-50? Even by your own doctrine, you're not fulfilling your part of the bargain, dude.
Beginning of July, we had an altercation. You know, it got heated. She said some things to me that really kind of like pushed me over the edge, you know, and...
In other words, she told you how she really felt about you. All you was you weren't even at side dude level. You was like a snail trying to crawl up her garden wall, and you know she sprayed some bleach on your ass. That's what happened, bro. Like I stated, she let you lay in the bed with her. She let you suck on her left titty. She might have let you get down there near that snaggly cooch of hers, and then she told you, okay, no more, good night, turn the lamp off. And you thought that one day you was gonna be able to reach the promised land. And that never happened. That's why you got so frustrated. She said, oh no, I'll think about it tomorrow morning. Turn the lamp off. When we wake up, make sure you take that garbage out. I'm heading to work. Pick up my son from school, do his homework for him, and cook him a meal. When I get back home, we'll talk about you having the opportunity to kiss me on the lips.
And the situation escalated, you know, I guess by her feeling to get back at me, she went and gave one of my friends her phone number right in front of me.
That was to let you know that she never took you seriously and that she found your friend more attractive than you. And look, I mentioned this before in another video. A lot of brothers, a lot of men, period, are into this thing where they like to have their woman fraternizing around their friends and things of that nature. If you choose to do that, that's your business, that's your prerogative. But then you cannot marvel when the relationship does not work out with you and the female, and she suddenly decides that she's going to, on her way out, have sex with one of your friends. Remember that the woman is an agent of chaos. She likes to bring chaos into your life, and on her way out, she likes to leave a little chaos bomb, if you let her. If you let her. So that is why it is essential that you determine how welcoming your woman is. How easy is it for her to converse with men that she doesn't know? Because if it's easy for her to have long conversations with men that are not you, meaning her man, you can't be confused or startled or surprised when she transitions over from you to another man with ease. The more men that a woman has been with, the easier it's going to be for her to transition from penis to penis. And if you decide to allow your woman to fraternize amongst your friends, she may find another one of your friends within your crew that is attractive or more attractive than you, or just someone that she will say, let me cause some confusion in this person's life by flirting with his friend or trying to hit on his friend. She may see one of your friends are weak and she can utilize him as a pawn. So all these things you have to be cognizant of. That's my point. He wasn't cognizant of any of that because he don't have a ruling class mentality. This nigga, he was just happy to take the trash out for a woman.
So I lost it. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I lost it.
You ain't lose it, brother. You never had it in the first place. How you gonna lose something you never had?
I flipped out. I mushed her in her face. You know.
Okay.
I didn't like cause her any physically harm. You know, I just mushed her away from get away.
That's the one and only
Pick my
time
car,
you've
and
ever.
in my car too.
Is
My car
that
got
the
a
one and
permanent
only
dent.
time you ever been violent?
Yes. I never put my hands on her before
Okay.
that. I never put my hands on a female before
Okay.
that.
How you gonna put your hands on a female other than her? That's probably the only female you ever been with, bro. I mean, let's be for real.
Let's get to the money you're suing for.
Which is my car insurance money. June 28th, I had went to work. Now, I was working at this place called The Dungeon. It's not a,
That's a good place for your ass to be working. Because you a damn dragon.
it's not an actual job, so it's under the table. I have to work for my tips. I was waitressing.
Oh, you mean, miss, I work for mine and I need somebody else to work for theirs? You doing a job that's off the books? Once again, brothers, that's how you know the previous man that she had was maintaining her. He was taking care of her. He probably put her up in that apartment. And most likely, she tried to lock the man down and realized that he had more than one woman. And the man told her, no, you just another chick. If you don't want it to work out, no problem. I'm going to stop paying your bills and you go on about your business. That's what a lot of these sugar daddies will do. They'll put a chick up in an apartment in her name, but they'll tell her that they'll pay the bills and they'll pay the rent, etc. And when she started not acting right, they say, no problem, bitch, handle your own business. Goodbye. And she fell for it. And she tried to flip the pimp game on the defendant. She wanted a new sponsor, and he was not able to fulfill that. So he has to peep all that. Brothers, in life, you have to be able to peep a lot of things coming before it comes, so that you don't sit back with a stupid look on your face. Unfortunately, the vast majority of people that you come across in life are not going to have the best intentions within their heart when they're dealing with you. Unfortunately, many of them are going to be trying to see what they can get from you, and they'll utilize various tactics to do so. You have to be aware of these things. Every situation that you engage in life, you always have to be thinking about what's in it for that person and what's in it for you. And when you have that mentality, it will stop you from getting used. And when you do get used, the number one person that you have to blame is yourself. Okay? It's an unfortunate part of life, but it is relevant.
So, like I said, I was going hard. I know I got bills, and I was the only one taking care of him. So he would watch my baby. He watched me go hard to get this money, like everything I had to do, because I take care of my responsibilities. My car is how I get to work, and my son back and forth.
Yeah, he watched you get this money. Work at an underground restaurant where you were getting paid under the table. Basically, your job was just to flirt with the customers and bring out the plates. Like, come on. You're acting like you're really grinding at a real job. You were not even working a real job. You were just using him as a holdover until you can get another man to maintain you. And look, if that's her hustle, that's her hustle. There's a lot of women out there like that. He has to peep that and understand that you can't change people. You should not even be trying to change people. You evaluate who they are, and then you make your decisions based off of what their character is.
Back to school, back to me.
So you didn't have somebody else that would take care of your responsibility?
No, it's just me. I'm a single mom.
Oh, so he...
Here we go. I'm a single mom, a.k.a. a superhero. See, when you a man and you can't provide for yourself, you a bum-ass nigga. But when you're a woman and you can't provide for yourself and you have a child, you get to say that you're a single mom. The implication behind the use of that term is that I'm self-sacrificing, I'm doing what's best for others, not for me, that I've had a hard road, that I'm worthy of exaltation. Remember, even Michelle Obama called herself, or Michael Obama, pardon me, called herself a single mother. Isn't that what she called herself? She said, I'm a single mother. And supposedly she's married to Barack Obama. So that term single mother is no longer a term of shame. That's now a term of endearment, of empowerment for a modern female to call herself a single mother. So what should that be telling you, brothers? They actually prefer to be single mothers, most of these females. These modern day liberal females do, because that's how they get aggrandizement. If they are forced into a situation where the conditions promote maintaining the relationship, that means that they're not going to get all the credit. Most of these modern liberal females are after credit. They're not concerned about what's best for their child. And they're not three-dimensional thinkers, so that they're not comprehending what's coming down the line. So that's why the onus is always on you brothers to consider these things, because the woman is not going to consider them for the most part.
So he wasn't telling the truth.
About what?
You used to have somebody take care of all your responsibilities.
Yes.
So you did have somebody take
When I was in a relationship with my ex-boyfriend, he
took care of all your responsibilities.
Correct.
Exactly. He was the sugar daddy.
And okay, and so when y'all break up, you had to go work under the table.
Well, yes, correct.
All right, go ahead.
You see how the judge broke her down? He did that for a reason, because he saw what she was doing. She was trying to act like she was out there working so hard at a corporate job and maintaining her household while also trying to denigrate the defendant. He just wanted to make it very plain that you've been spending most of your time at home, even though you claim that your grandmother told you about how a man should work and how you're out grinding. All you're looking for is another sugar daddy. You're looking for a replacement for that sponsor that you had at one time. So stop trying to glorify yourself.
So after you all broke up over that, or before, what happened with this stolen money?
I had an orientation to go to for a new job, and you have to stay there the whole time. So I had gave him the keys to my car. I said, can you take care of my car insurance for me while I'm at work? He was like, sure. I got you, babe. And I trusted him because
Did you give him the money with it?
I just gave him the $250.
Okay.
And he called you babe, and you trusted him with the money and your car because you had not found an appropriate replacement to truly dead him. He didn't understand. He was going to get deaded if she ever met someone. But I mean, look at her. She's not no dime. Eventually, she was going to end up most likely getting back with the former sponsor that she had. That's what happens with many of these females. They go all around the block only to come right back to the house that they left in the first place, like a runaway child. And unfortunately for him, he does not seem to understand that. But he doesn't have a ruling class mentality. Brothers, it's very important that you respect yourself.
Okay.
And I told him where to go to pay it. He knew where to go to pay it.
Yeah.
So he's like, I got you. So the whole time I'm texting him like, did you take care of it? He like, yeah, I got it. Don't worry about it. Enjoy your day at work. I'm like, okay. So I just left it alone. I didn't think nothing of it that, he didn't pay it. So like he said the situation that we got into an argument. I left after he put his hands on me for a week. Came back. My liquor bottles was gone. He the one who put my liquor bottles up. So he knew where they was at, and my television was gone. That's the most expensive thing in my house. That means the most to me. Like I said, everything.
Yes, the television means the most to you because that's where you escape from your real life. The television is where you get your programming from. Some people might wonder why I use TV shows as backdrops. Because the television plays a very important role in shaping the minds and the consciousness of the average person, not just in America, but on the planet Earth, through the TV and the movie screen. So that's why I use it as a backdrop.
In a rough time, you couldn't find no man to take care of you?
I wanted to do it on my own.
He gave you a rough... Oh, you changed your mind about men?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now suddenly she wanted to, quote-unquote, do it on her own. What that amounted to is what I already stated, which is the fact that she was unable to find a proper replacement for her previous sponsor. So she realized that she had to get out there and troop because the defendant did not have what it took to take care of her to maintain her. That's all that's truly about it. Brothers, most of these modern day liberal females, they spend most of their time trying to shovel bullshit at everyone and anyone and see who's going to ingest that nonsense.
All right.
Most of them don't even believe their own rhetoric. They just get off on tricking other people into believing it. That helps them believe it. So I did the video on quote-unquote bald-headed liars. A bald-headed liar lives in a world of their own making. That, once again, is part of the importance of television. Television helps people craft a fake world for themselves. It gives them an image, a model of a world that they should want to craft for themselves to live in.
Sir, what do you have to say to this?
Your Honor, I do admit to, taking her insurance money.
What happened? Yeah, why did you?
What it was she asked me to pay it. I was supposed to went and paid it. I was ripping and running. I never went and paid it. When the altercation happened between...
Ripping and running where, brother? You ain't got no damn job. The fuck out of here. He was ripping and running. He mean from the toilet to the couch. That's what he was ripping and running from it too. Fuck out of here.
Between me and her...
What did you do with the money? You bought ice cream for the kids on the block?
I don't know.
I know you're a good man. I know you love the community.
No, I
you love
still-
doing for the community.
I still had the money.
Ice cream for the kids, right?
No,
What?
Your
What
Honor,
happened?
You see, the judge is clowning him now too. Brothers, do not initiate a serious relationship with a woman until you have your shit together. You have to be able to put money in your own pocket. That's how that goes. So many brothers end up in these domestic violence situations because they're getting emasculated so consistently that they just snap and they can't take it anymore. But the emasculation started with themselves. And it's very difficult out here for the so-called black man. That's why I try to encourage brothers to embrace the gifts that they have, work on the gifts that they have, and take time to yourself. There's nothing wrong with being an isolationist for a while you get your shit together, man. You don't got to be running up in all these silly hoes out here. Most of these broads, they're not worth anything anyway. Certain people might not like that. It's okay. It's all right. I just state my perspective. This is a pro-truth channel. I'm not here to glorify anyone. The so-called black man has to start dealing with reality. It's very important that you deal with reality because it will keep you out of a lot of dumb shit. It'll keep you out of court. Okay? Remember that the female essentially is an emotional-based creature. She may say something to you on Monday afternoon that she means with all her heart and then say something totally disparate on Wednesday evening. And she also means that with all her heart because she's being guided by her emotions. You cannot put stock into the sentiments of the woman. You have to invest in yourself.
I still had her money. When the altercation had happened between us, I still had her money. When she did that, you know, she called whoever she called, her friends, family, whatever, they came. It was a big brawl. So after that, I felt like she didn't deserve anything.
Did she ever allege to you that you stole her property?
Now listen to what the brother said. He said he felt like she didn't deserve anything. What he really meant is that he put all his heart and soul into entering into an apprenticeship under her to be her man. He felt like he was putting himself through a probationary period to show her that he deserved the right to be her man. And when he realized that that was never going to happen, he lost it emotionally. Brothers, this is not about going through all these trials and tribulations to show a woman that you deserve to be a man. There's too many women out here, and there are too few functional men out here for you to be putting yourself through any type of probationary period to prove to a woman that you deserve to be a man. As long as you keep yourself up, you handle your business, either the woman wants to be with you or not. That's why I tell cats, you got these guys out here been talking to a broad for 8-9 months and haven't got no ass yet. You just a phone buddy, dude. She giving her ass to somebody else, it's just not you. You sitting up at night at 10:30 at night listening to her talk about how rough her day was. Meanwhile, she get off the phone with you and some other dude texting her, come over. I want to tap that ass. She heading over. She's not even responding. You going to sleep talking about, I'm in love. Yeah. And 2 months later, she stopped responding to your text and you wondering why. Come on, brothers.
She didn't tell me. She accused me of taking her TV
Yes, I did.
and her liquor. Because of the altercation that happened between us, she
My
told
house
me,
wasn't even-
oh, everything that goes on this street, you know about this, your family.
Right.
Your
Don't
Honor,
nothing go on without you.
like I said, Your Honor, I took her insurance money. I never broke
What
my
evidence
My
house.
house wasn't
you have that he
even,
broke
if
it
somebody
down?
robbed me, Your Honor, my house would have been tore through. Like, my house was in spit-spat
So you
condition.
assume it was him?
Right, because he the only
You don't
one
have
who knows
any
the
other
in and outs of my
evidence?
house.
You don't have any other evidence
I mean, I had text messages.
about him breaking in, stealing your thing?
Well, just admitting when I broke down everything, like my TV and everything, he was like,
Let's
I'll
see
make it up.
please. And your emotional distress is for what?
Me not having a car to get my son back and forth where he needs to go.
Her emotional distress is because she's emotionally unstable. That goes back to her birth date.
For me.
Okay, and when is it he was supposed to pay?
June 28th, and he was supposed to pay $250.
All right, and it was canceled when, you say?
It says 6/1 or something like that. I think funny. The cancellation 6/14, I believe, something like that.
I'm gonna get your money, then I'm done with you. You've been plotting on me, lying on me, stealing from me. You stole from me. Stole my liquor, stole my insurance, stole my money, stole my television. I said I was going to do whatever it takes to pay it back to you. Let me explain something, sir. Whenever you help the community as much as you do, you never have to steal. You can always rely on them to have your back.
Right.
Your Honor.
So you should have went to the community.
Your Honor.
In other words, what the judge is saying is that, nigga, you have not been helping the community. You just been laying on the couch, you know, pulling out your rusty ass old hammer and a wrench every once in a while to repair a few leaks in the house. You full of shit. That's why she played you, and that's why I'm gonna play you in the courtroom today.
What's your counterclaim for, sir?
Definition of character. She.
Definition. How does she define your
How-
character?
You know,
Definition of character. Well, you are the definition of a character. That's for damn sure. He's suing her for pussy payments, Yana. He's saying I put in all this time, 8-9 months probation, thinking I'm gonna get that coochie, and I got nothing. All I got was one lick of her damn nipple, Yana. I think I deserve more than that.
you know what I mean.
Like, you get it.
She basically, you know, she's running around.
You did, though.
I have a bunch of people,
But you
know, okay, I did it. Yes,
So how
I
is
did.
that
But
definition?
you running around, you not mentioning the insurance money. You running around telling people that I broke in your house,
You're
that
the
I
only one
stole
who
your...
knows the in and outs of my house.
Also,
and nothing
because
was
she didn't defame you further by
No,
mentioning
no.
the insurance,
Right.
Right.
you want to sue
I
her.
understand.
Had she mentioned the insurance along with stealing her money, her television, and her liquor, you would be all right.
He bragged.
No, Your Honor. What he's stating is that she's running around their neighborhood claiming that he broke into her apartment and did all those things. Basically, he believes that his character is being defamed because of that. Because essentially, due to the fact that he had a key, he just opened the door and did all those things. But this is how dumb his ass is.
Bragged
But
about
you
it to her.
missed the insurance. Tell him now. Say insurance too.
Insurance too.
There
And he
you go.
bragged to her
Your
about
claim
it.
is dismissed. George is granted. Have a good day.
Thank you. I mean, I still offered him a friendship, but my trust isn't there.
Of course you offered him a friendship because you need somebody to take care of your son while you're driving back and forth to your little scraggly job and to the club looking for a new sponsor. Brothers, once again, you'll see a common theme amongst many of these quote-unquote brothers that are desperate for a woman. They normally have very low self-esteem. They have very poor outlook on themselves, on their life, or what is going to transpire down the line, due to the fact that they don't think macrocosmically. They're not forward thinkers, man. It's very, very essential to avoid a lot of dumb shit to be a forward thinker. You can look at this guy. Come on, the brother looks pitiful. Look at his blazer. The man looks like that kid at the end of that movie that Tom Hanks was in, Big. Remember when Tom Hanks turned back into the little boy and his blazer was all oversized walking back to the house? That's how he looked, man. The brother got to get his shit together.
I'm just gonna keep it. I don't want no friendship, no nothing. I'm just done. I ain't got nothing to say to her, no nothing.
You just mad because you ain't getting no ass. But anyway, peace.